Hey everybody, welcome to Board Game Heaven. My name is Raymond, and in this video I'm going to do a detailed unboxing of Deep Rock Galactic by Mood Publishing, who were kind enough to donate a copy for me to take a look at. This game is of course based on the popular video game by Ghost Ship Games, and it's a cooperative board game for 1 to 4 players, which plays in about 1 to 2.5 hours depending on the scenario you pick, for ages 12 and up. Now before I dig in, I'd like to ask you all to please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, and if you already have, you're an absolute legend. Also, please check out my Patreon page by clicking the link in the description below if you'd like to support what I do, and you can do so for as little as just €1 per month or more, and in return you will get your name in the credits, early access to all of my videos, and also access to Patreon exclusive materials. Also go and check out the Kickstarter for Deep Rock Galactic. It has 2 new expansions currently being kickstarted. The link is in the description below, and you can back those plus the core game and some smaller extra expansions for more monsters to fight. Alright, let's dig into this box. Okay, Deep Rock Galactic. What a box. Danger, Darkness, Dwarves by Mood Publishing and the original video game by Ghost Ship Games. This box is absolutely huge. It's Kallax cubby sized. And it looks really cool. It has the logo with a dwarf on the bottom there. A different one on one of the sides. Another one on the top. And another one on this side. No vertical though, which is a bit of a shame, because I do like to store some of my games vertically, but this is such a big box, I'm probably gonna store it horizontally. On the back of the box you can see the board, some of the components, the game and play, the miniatures here, more of the components here, there's cards, there's tokens. This size of the minis is depicted here with a bit of a flavor text. A game by Ole Steines. And what it is about, of course, ages 12 and up, 60 to 150 minutes for 1 to 4 players. All right, let's open it up.
I am a dwarf and I'm digging in space. Diggy, diggy, hole, diggy, diggy, hole.
All right, whew, giant box. So we get a rule book and a mission book. Rule book is rather small, so is the mission book. It does have 40 pages, it's a bit thick, so it has a whole bunch of setup there. So let's quickly go through it. We've got the components listed here. We've got an overview of the game, the map, setup. There's a cat. We have a mission setup right here. Some symbols, which is nice, that are on the tokens, the player setup, and a turn overview. Then the actual gameplay, so you've got your actions, you can move, you can attack. There's weapon effects here and weapon upgrades, all listed here on one page. There's resistance and damage, your pickaxe, mining, farming, self-defense, landscaping, interior design even. There are throwable objects, you can overclock your secondary weapon. You can resupply, exchange supplies, you can assist or revive another player. You can play rock and stone cards, which is a free action. So there's quite a lot of things you can do in the game. You've got event cards, common events, reaction events, activation events, and the end of the game on page 27. Then we have some more explanation about the dwarves. So we got the scout, the driller, the gunner, and the engineer. There's a solo mode variant here on page 32. You got your deep dive campaign, alternative primary weapons, and that ends on page 34. So you get the credits here on these pages, a really nice overview of all the throwables, the secondary weapons, various effects, and resource effects. So the last couple of pages are a handy reference. And on the back, there's again the turn summary, your action phase, and your event phase. So that's all really nicely laid out. So you got that. Then we have the mission book, which I won't go through in too much detail because, you know, might be a little bit spoilery. But you got your setup basically on how you set up the game. And there's plenty of missions here. 14 missions. So there you go. You can also do random missions. All right, now let's see. Then we have a shrink wrapped bunch of tiles. So let's put this to the side for now and open up this shrink wrap. All right, so there we go. First of all, on top here, there's this board, which has Hostile Creatures of Hoxie's 4. It's basically a reference chart. And they have resistances here. Stuff that explains what they do. And on the back, more of them. All right, so that looks pretty cool. So we have that. Then we have the boards that you put on the game board. So these bigger tiles and tokens. So all kinds of various tokens, and I do love the art on the ground here. There's some holes there, and they are double-sided. They look different on both sides, so that's pretty cool. There's a second sheet here with another piece of separate terrain. These are all singular hexes of terrain. We got some fire and some ice there. These are ammo tokens. And those are all the same on both sides. And this is rock on one side and kind of sand rock or whatever on the other side. Lighter. Then we have some more bigger terrain pieces. So these are 3 big pieces right there. This one is blank on the back, but these have different terrain on the back as well. They do come out very easily. As you can see, just handling them already just pops them out. So that's very good as well. You don't have to worry about ripping your tokens. More terrain on this third sheet here and a couple of smaller tokens there and there. So we have that. Also double-sided for these at least. These are not double-sided. All right, so we have that. There's another sheet with 3 of those bigger tiles, some rubble there. This seems to be, I don't know, lava maybe, or yellow crystal. There's some effect tokens here, the webbed, and I guess that's stunned. Then we got some of these items here, these throwables. These also aren't double-sided. I wonder why. And then we have some more here, and a whole bunch of small tokens there, and some weapon tokens on the right there. And again, same thing. These have question marks on the back and the different dwarf professions here as well indicated. So those are the 5 punch boards, 6 punch boards, because I've already punched one. And then we have the board. So I need a little bit of more room for that. So let me just open that up. All right, there we go. So there is the board. It's just a really big black void surrounded by this metal as if you're in a factory. That looks pretty cool. And in the top there are spots for decks of cards, I presume. So yeah, those are dedicated spots for cards. And here's the hex grid for all the tiles. That's where your game is going to be. All right, so that folds up. It's really good quality, really nice linen finish on the back, actually. So anti-slippage, I guess. So that looks really cool. Nice thickness as well. All right, let's get back to the box here. So back into the box. I'll move this up a bit. We have these player boards, and they are double layered, thick cardboard, as you can see. So nice. It's really cool. So you have a slot here, you have a slot here for your secondary weapon and for your primary weapon. Really cool. You start out with a weapon already, but you can replace that by putting a tile on top. You've got 5 slots for ammo here. Also really cool. There's some information here. So you got a sentry gun turret, platform shot. There's some health tokens here. Maybe those are cubes because there are small squares here, and you got 2 slots for these hex tokens here as well. There's some ammo and 2 extra slots here, and this looks like it also accommodates maybe a card, and here as well on the side because it has this notch here. So maybe it's a tile or a card. So that looks really good. Also the same linen finish back of the board here. That looks really good. So we have this, the engineer. Then we have the driller, same thing, different abilities here and different starting weapon, of course. So we have that. Then we've got the Scout in blue. Again, his own abilities. The rest looks pretty much the same, different weapon. So that's really cool. And finally, the Gunner in green, looking really cool. The cigar there and a big gun. Powered minigun. All right, so those are the dwarves. Ooh, we get some really nice trays here with a lid that says Deep Rock Galactic Danger Darkness Dwarves. Look at that. Super cool. So a nice lid to keep everything in place. So after you've punched all of those tokens, you'll get spots here to put it all. That's really good. We have some really nice looking crystals here. We've seen these before. Of course, we got red ones and blue ones in a bag. We have got a big black die without any faces, so that's probably a tracker for something. But yeah, it's a big blank black die. We've got some transparent plastic cubes, green and red. And we've got some gold nuggets here. Look at that. Beautiful gold nuggets. And we've got some dice. Different kinds of dice. We got 3 green, 3 red. This is a gold one. 2 blue ones, 2 black, and 2 red, and a white one. Different faces. Of course, the colored ones are identical, of course, and then you have different ones. So this is for ammo with bullets. This is for fire or incendiary weapons, I guess. Explosives. We've got probably monster dice because there's exclamation marks and bite marks on that as well. And this gold one has, I don't know, a big nugget and a small nugget and nothing, I guess. And the white one has pickaxes, either 1, 2, or 0 pickaxes on the side. And the blue ones have arrows. So either 0, 1, or 2, I guess. Yeah, looks like it. So yeah, bunch of dice. And we have a really nice cloth bag with rock and stone. So with a drawstring as well. And that's pretty cool. So we have all of that. Then we have a couple of cards. So let's open those up and have a look. So first of all, we have these secondary weapon cards, which are double-sided. And yeah, I guess this is the regular version and this is the overclocked version where it gets an extra die in this case. So all of these have the regular versions. Jury-rigged boomstick. So we have all kind of bulldog heavy revolver, all kind of cool futuristic looking weapons with great art, and the overclocked version on the back of those. So we have those. I'll just put those in here. Then we have these supply pod cards, so stuff you can find in supply pods, I guess. You have this on the back. And you can find all kinds of stuff like an incendiary grenade, a frag grenade, plasma grenade, all kinds of grenades, impact axe. Let's see, more grenades, satchel charges, bombs. We get ammo as well. Oh wait, these are the throwables. Yeah, I put those together, sorry. So these are the throwables, all these grenades, of course, throwables. And these are the pods, so they look like this. They basically give you ammo or health. So yeah, those are the supply pods. Then we get rock and stone cards, which look like this, with some cool text on them. So yeah, you can do different kinds of things with these cards. Leave no dwarf behind, we rock. It's very thematic, rich, super cool. I like that a lot. Then we have the swarm cards. So there's 13 of these. They have all the different kinds of bugs. A boom bug, it's gonna blow. Slice and dice, smash and slash. Praetorian. I like the flavor text on all these. Web spitter, it's getting sticky. All right, so we have those cards. And finally, we have event cards, 50 of these, which have this arrow on the back. And they look like this. So there are some mission-specific events, which is described in the mission, of course. There's several of those. They're closing in, swarm threat increases, there's several of those. I hate bugs. Put a grunt at exit 1 and 2, 1 and 3, etc. They go boom, don't go too close. Well, we have several of those, so. Yeah, really cool artwork, by the way. Love that. Looks really good. Cool, yeah, look, ouch. So we have those. Those are all the cards that are in here. So let me just take out the tray and take a look at the next tray, which has the minis. And I guess there's a couple of trays with minis, but let's start with this one. Oh, they look really cool. So we have a whole bunch of these smaller critters here, these small bugs, spider-like bugs. Looks really good. They're not on a base because you can simply stand on their legs. Nice detail on the bottom there. Yeah, really cool. Little spider creatures. So looks like we have 18 of those. Then we have these crystal formations, which look like this. Plenty of detail as well. Very jagged crystal formations. So that looks cool. We have those. There's, let's see, 5, 6, 7 of those. Then we have these guys. They go boom. Basically the same kind of spider-like critters, but they have these growths on their back which explode. It's pretty cool. It's sitting on a rock. It's crawling down. I like it. Dynamic pose, basically. They're crawling towards you. So there are 3 of those in this tray, and they go in very nicely. Then we have these flying critters. So there's all kinds of different bugs, also on a rock, you know, partly posed with their feet on there, just like they're flying with the wings spread open. It's really cool. Look at that. The abdomen underneath the wings there. It's pretty cool. Little mouth. They're kind of cute. There's 3 of those. Then we have these guys, these bigger spiders, big gaping maw, 8 legs, and very spiky abdomen as well. They look armored. It's pretty cool looking. So we have 1, 2, 3 of those. Then we have, let's see, is this a different guy? Yeah, that is a different kind of bug. So this one has some kind of strange thing on its back going on there. So that's a specialized bug. Looks also really nice. So 1 of these, and then 2 of these with the extra long pincers or spikes, blades on the front paws. And also a bigger, spikier abdomen than the smaller spiders. So that's pretty cool. Nice detail on all of these. We have 2 of those. So those are a whole bunch of those bugs and the crystals as well. Let me take that out. And then here is the bottom tray, which has the bigger figures. Oh, that's really cool. But let's start with the dwarves first. So we got, oh, they're tight in the box. They enclose the hexed base. But there's this guy in the heavy armor with the digging hands. It's really cool. A big backpack there with these 2 canisters and a fully armored suit, mining suit. It's very cool. Look at that grin on that face and the goggles. That's super cool. Pretty big models as well. Nice and chunky. Large for dwarves, so this is just all on a bigger scale than I'm used to. So that's pretty cool. Nice and big models. Then we have this guy with the pump action shotgun, it looks like. And he's got a backpack with a nice and big beard and mustache. And he's got a backpack with a pickaxe there. He's got some accessories on his boots and on his belt. Some bags. Also really cool. Love the detail. Nice and big. Alright, we'll put that one back. Then we have this dude with the very big mustache. I like that. Pointing ahead. He's got a bit of a belly there and a very big gun. Nice large blaster. He's got a nice backpack. He's got a little chest on the hip there. Super cool. These models look absolutely amazing. Look really cool. And then the last guy here is the gunner with the minigun slung around his shoulder. Here's the strap. Very big, very heavy. Looks super cool. He's got the cigar, like in the artwork. The triple-barreled minigun. And yeah, it's very heavily armored. It's got a heavy backpack there and some kind of canister underneath. Looks very cool and futuristic. So yeah, those are absolutely awesome. These are very cool minis indeed. Let's see, what is this? This is, maybe it's one of those pods. Kind of looks like a storage device for something, I'm not sure. It does have a drill on the bottom, it seems. So yeah, looks pretty nice. So definitely a mining machine. Looks cool. So we have that. And that goes in here. Also pretty tight, but you can pull it out by this thing. Then we have a little sentry turret here. That's pretty cool. Nice, and it's kind of like it's cute, you know, like a very big, chonky, but small looking sentry turret on these three little legs, this tripod. Looks really cool with the two barrels there. I love the style of this game. So yeah, it's really nice. So we have that. Let's see. Oh, let's put that back the way it was. Then we have this little robot guy, floating robot drone there. Simply attached with one of the arms on the rock there, so it looks like it's floating. That's pretty clever. That's really cool. Maybe it's a little scout. It's got a camera there in the middle. Something you can send out to scout ahead, perhaps. So that goes in here. All right, then we get a lot of bigger monsters. So we have this thing here. They are pretty tight in the box by the bases again. Okay, let's focus here. There is a big worm here. It comes out of the ground. It looks plant-like. A plant-like worm, I guess. And it has this big maw, which looks really cool. Again, very detailed. All the leaves and the vines that come out of the ground there. Pretty big as well. So we have 3 of those in here. There they are. And we have this dude. There's 2 of this one. It's a huge, huge crab monster. Again with 8 legs, 2 of which are the big front paws with giant hooks on them. Armored. There's the cat again. There's the big mouth. And it's standing on a nice sculpted base as well. There's a bit of rock there to prop it up a little, but very dynamic pose, lunging towards you. I love how that looks. That's just amazing. These minis are very, very large, very chunky. So we have 2 of those in here. We also have this cool looking Spider Walker storage canister, which actually has a lid that comes off. That's really cool. See, it actually fits in there. So it fits a little bit better this way, but I don't think it matters because it's a symmetrical thing. But yeah, that looks really cool. The 4 big spider legs, container that opens. That's really cool. So we have that. Then we have 2 of these things which look like an eldritch horror somehow, with all the eyes and the tentacle, and does have the front of one of these spiders in it. I'm not sure if this thing is eating that spider or if that is actually the back of its body, and or maybe it's crawling out. Maybe this is a nest that spawns these things. In any case, it looks gruesome. This is absolutely cosmic horror kind of thing, and it's huge. So we have 2 of those as well. And finally, we have this big boy over here who's so big, maybe it's a big girl, so big they need 2 hexes as a base. It could be a queen or some kind of a big monster-like guardian bug. Look at the size of this thing. Look at the size of its claws, these giant forearms, the mandibles here, big shield on the back, absolutely humongous. Look at that thing. Fills the palm of my hand. Absolutely amazing. I like the detail. Once again, it's like all of these minis are made on a, you know, twice the scale as you would have in a fantasy game. Super cool. Look at the mouth there. And this is also a multi-part model, but they put all the seams in very strategic places, so they don't really stand out that much. They kind of sit where you would expect a ridge to be, like here. The only place where I can actually spot it is inside the mouth, which also isn't a big deal. So it's very well done, cleverly sculpted. So we have one of those giant dudes in there as well. And I think those were all the minis. I'm just gonna do a safety check and see if there's nothing underneath. There is not. So that was everything that was in the box. And here's a quick reboxing after I've punched everything back into the tray. So just put the cards in here like they were, just 2 stacks, just divide them a little bit. It looks like there's some extra room. Don't know if there's enough room if you sleeve all of them. That might be a little bit too much, but hopefully you'll manage to fit it in. I've put a couple of these smaller multi-hex tiles in here, so you know you could just kind of fit them in. And then I put all of the question mark tokens, so these tokens with the question marks on the back. Since you randomly place them on the map on indicated spaces, I just put them in the baggie because you can draw them from here then. So I just put that in here as well. I've put the crystals and the golden nuggets together in this space over here. I've put all these single hex tiles, including the ones with the 1 and the 2 on it, in this larger tray over here. I put these, I think they were platform tokens, and these green tokens with some of the throwables on them in this slot here. I put all the cubes in here, as well as this big tracker, black die, the big cube basically. Then I put the rubble tokens and these status tokens and these 2 hazard exclamation mark tokens in here together. I put a bunch of these tokens, also these hazards or these status tokens in here, along with this shield token, the fire tokens, these purple tokens, I forgot the name, and these blue ones as well. They just go together. This is all the ammo tokens, all the different kinds of ammo, and the dice just go in here. Seemed like a good place to put everything. Sadly, these don't fit in here. sadly. That would have been cool if these had an actual spot to fit them in, but you can't fit them in here, so you have to put them all on top. So you put the lid on top of that. Then I took the character boards and I put the primary weapon tiles in here, since they have these slots anyway, you can easily take them out. So I put those in there 2 by 2 like this. Then I have this monster chart board, which I put on top of all of that to keep that in place. Then I took the bigger tiles, so this one, for example, and let's see how we can do that. This one, you can just put those together on one level. And there's 2 other big ones, which you can also easily put together on one level. And then all of these, there's an equal number of these. So you can put like 1, 2, 3, 4 of those easily on one level. So you just repeat that for all 8 of them. So you have that. That's 2 more levels of tiles. And then lastly, you just put the board and the rule books, the mission book, on top of all of that, and that just sits flush. I did get an extra scenario at Spiel this year, so that's just a bonus mission, veteran level mission. So I'll put that in here as well, just to keep that safe. And then you can put the lid on top of this giant box, and everything fits inside nicely. So that was my unboxing of Deep Rock Galactic by Mood Publishing. I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Check out the Kickstarter for Deep Rock Galactic, plus its new expansions as well. And also please check out my Patreon page by clicking the link in the description below or the icon at the end of this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on Board Game Heaven.
I am a dwarf and I'm digging in space. Diggy, diggy, hole, diggy.